Hello there everybody, this is the Flames of Insanity here, and before this video begins, I didn't want to make a big deal out of this, but yes, I am indeed very sorry about the video that I made on Iten Matsuru, and I just want to apologize for making that video. So I'm thinking that there will be a link to her and her collab partner channels in the description down below, alongside the person who helped me out with being out what was wrong with the video, the Direct Messenger 88. So hopefully you guys enjoy the commentary, and I will see you guys after that.
Darn it, no wonder why nobody uses the old laboratory, that recording studio, the cobwebs in my hair.
Yo.
Darn it, alright, what do you want?
A cinematic Venom collab.
And when did I ever agree to this collab?
Well, it's either you do this collab with me, or I break your neck.
Alright, cinematic Venom collab it is then.
Alright then, so Cinematic Venom made a commentary on Shumi commentary called Response to Haters.
And it was meh.
But there are other few points that we can counter here as well. This is a first repeat offender on this channel, so I'm confused about how this is going to go down. So let's then cue the intro, I guess.
Let's get down to business to defeat the Huns. Did they send me dollars when I asked for sons? You're the sad.
Send me some because I know you're watching this.
Now, here we are in 2017. Not too bad, long gap. My third. Now, this one seems to be a lot more respectful. So this one...
Alright, so not even past the minute and a half point yet, and I'm already confused. Isn't the point of a hater in order to unrelentlessly bash on something? If he's more respectful, then why do you consider him a hater? It's just kind of odd and confusing.
I checked out his Batman vs Superman review, and it has changed drastically since his Batman Forever review.
Okay, let's find this because I don't think it's on YouTube.
Aaron! I gotta tell you something important. A time displacement anomaly.
An acting anomaly? Where's the improvement in the acting? Like, since acting was the point that you brought up.
Alright, so then, I'm pretty sure that, it might be like a bad choice of wording or something, but in the end though, I'm pretty sure that he wasn't talking about just the acting. I'm pretty sure that he was talking about something more, like, for instance, the, editing improved. His opinion changed, which his opinion might have changed. Why would he make another review of the same movie years later if he agreed with the one beforehand? If anything, it just kind of seems redundant, yet like, oh yeah, I agree with my entire review of Batman Beyond beforehand, so hence I'm going to make another Batman Beyond review right now.
Stand, okay.
Jews being gassed during World War II was funnier than this.
I just made an edgy remark how millions of people's deaths is funnier than this guy's joke. Am I correct yet, guy?
Again, you don't point out why that was wrong! I didn't make it just to be edgy, it's just my humour. I mean, I'm guessing this is like the only video of mine you've seen, and that's fine, but it's just my humour. I don't make fun of 9/11 or Jews being gassed because I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna write this to offend people. I just...
Then I'm just going to go ahead and say it right now. No, Shumi, he did not say that just to be edgy. He was making dark humor. dark humor is probably one of the most subjective things in the world, something that dark humor is probably making fun of a taboo subject, like, for instance, suicide, hanging yourself, drinking bleach, or something like that. So it's and also, cinematic, no, he was not calling you edgy. Not say, no, yeah, he did not say that you were trying to offend people. More so, he was just calling you edgy because that's your style of humor.
So, how Batman Forever was a sequel, not a reboot. Are you going to say I'm wrong? Did you agree with me again? Oh, Sholmes, you agreed with me. Oh, thanks! But you can't show that. We'll just cut that out right now.
No, actually, he kind of can't show that he agrees with you, Cinematic, because if he did, then that would kind of be pointless in the end, because the point of the commentary is to show flaws in your arguments. So if he agrees with you, then he's just going to have to cut that out, because otherwise there would just be like, oh yeah, I agree.
All he said was Joel Schumacher made the worst Batman films to date. He didn't mention films like The Lost Boys or Phone Booth because that would serve zero purpose in his review.
He said Joel fucking Schumacher in a condescending way because Joel Schumacher over the years has been given this fucking image that he's death to movies because of Batman Forever and Batman and Robin. You cannot tell me after saying Joel fucking Schumacher in such a condescending way that he wasn't implying that he's a shit filmmaker, because he follows the sheep.
Hey, look at that. Look at that. There goes the argument. There goes the argument, Cinematic Venom. Right over your head. What was the point of this argument? He didn't say that he said it in some sort of a condescending way. He just said that he mentioned only the Batman movies that Joe Schumacher made. So then, this was kind of pointless because, true, while he did say it in quite the condescending way, that doesn't exactly refute his point.
Of course you don't like this line, because it's silly, isn't it? It's out of character, isn't it? It's cheesy, isn't it? But when he does it in The Dark Knight, it's perfectly fine and it's hilarious, right?
I'm not wearing hockey pads.
Probably because that isn't how the film opened. The Dark Knight opened with the Joker robbing a mob bank. Not to mention, prior to that, Batman was saying this.
Don't let me find you out here again.
That makes it worse, though, because, first of all, it's not the opening, it's the first time we see Batman. And secondly, Batman Forever did it from the very first scene and the very first line. Do you know why? Because then it sets the tone for the rest of the movie. So, from the very first line, and I explain this in my response, which you don't show. It sets up the rest of the movie's style. It tells you from the beginning, this is the angle we're going with. We're going with this cheesy and campy nature with corny one-liners. This is what we're doing. So from the very beginning, you know what you're in for. The Dark Knight tries so desperately to be a serious action movie. Again, I'll go over it in more detail in the review. I can't stress that enough. I really do. I'll cover every aspect of the production. And it tries to be a serious action movie, but it just isn't. And then it has that line, which doesn't even fit the character that they've created in that trilogy. So it's actually worse in that context.
Cinematic Venom is a character thing we like to call character contrast. Do you wanna know who the villain of the Dark Knight is? The Joker. So it's then the hero and the villain having themselves a contrasting motive and a contrasting personality that does indeed make sense. Batman is trying to set himself up as this serious, rogue vigilante hero who wants to get his job done. All the while, the Joker is trying to set himself up to be this extremely fun, I don't really care if I get my job done type of character. Hence, the two characters clash. Not only in motives, but also in personality. You get what I'm getting at here?
Who wouldn't give them a place to stay because of their age? What a stand-up guy.
I get what you're trying to say, but here's the thing. In a lot of adaptations that I'm aware of, Robin was adopted by Bruce Wayne when he was a young boy, or in the case of Carrie Kelly, a teenage girl. There it makes sense why he would be adopted by him, because a child has to be taken care of by...
In Batman Forever, he is a teenage boy. At most, he's in his early 20s. That's at most. He's they acknowledge this with,
What's a good sidekick name? How about Dick Grayson, college students?
because Chris O'Donnell looked a lot older than what the character was supposed to be, you and Erod seem to neglect that point. You know, John Travolta in Grease is a prime example. He was playing a teenager, but John Travolta was clearly in his 20s. Chris O'Donnell is clearly a lot older than his character, but he was playing a college student. Again, he could have been late teens, he could have been early 20s. I don't think it's that, you know, out of the ordinary to adopt someone who had nowhere else to go.
Cinematic Venom, what was the point of arguing against that? Yes, you did indeed bring up that one of the incarnations of Robin that Shumi brings up is female. But that doesn't mean that evidence is invalid. He's trying to say that every incarnation of Robin was a teenager. Even the one in The Dark Knight was a teenager. So then, this argument debunks absolutely nothing.
Venom complains about a clip Erod uses for being pointless, as well as mugs at the camera. He also makes but you don't show the decent point! You're like, okay, hands up. Venom made a good point. I could show you, but nah.
Cinematic, I'm pretty sure that you forgot what a commentary was at this point. Yes, he does indeed skip past the decent points you made, but there's a reason for that. It's because he's trying to show flaws in your arguments. And showing the decent points you made doesn't do anything other than I agree with this point entirely. So I'm going to do nothing in order to counter it and just move on to the next point. That would be absolutely worthless in the long run, especially since the point of a commentary is just thinking show flaws in someone's arguments. So then try again.
I know a few people who like the movie. It's not that rare. People are allowed to like Batman Forever, Erod, but where to feed your ego?
Oh, the irony that you're saying this, yet you bring up how many people are subscribed to Erod.
It's not me having an ego, though. Like, this is a guy who, in my opinion, doesn't put much effort into his videos because he doesn't do research. Like, the amount, like, I'm reviewing the 1001 movies you must see before you die, which is what The Dark Knight is, if you want to check that out. And this isn't a cheap plug. The thing is, every time I do a review, I do a shitload of research for each film. And he reviews movies and doesn't look into the backstory. So he'll say something's from the comic books and it's not, or he says something isn't from the comic books and it is. And it's infuriating that someone with very little, like, no acting talent whatsoever, no filmmaking skill, no knowledge of filmmaking at all, it just follows the sheep, and he has that many subscribers. So, am I jealous? Of course I am. Hands up. You know, I'll admit I'm jealous because it pisses me off that I do put a lot of effort into my videos. I really do. And then someone with no talent comes along and gets that many subscribers with no talent and just fucking bandwagons on opinions. Yes, it's frustrating. So it's not me having an ego, it's pure frustration.
So then you just proved Shumi's point. True, while you did indeed say that you had yourself an opinion against him, you said it was for a different reason. Basically meaning, yes, I do indeed have myself an opinion against him, but more so it's out of frustration than it is out of jealousy. So, he's correct, technically. Alright then, Cinematic Venom, I'm going to go ahead and try to make this as quick and simple as I possibly could. Alright, Cinematic, you kind of had yourself some good arguments, but it was far crippled by the bad arguments that you had. Yes, while some of these points were indeed good, it was far outweighed via the bad points you made. If I went ahead and tried to make a commentary on all 5 of the commentaries on me, if you count Megadupe TV's commentary on me, then I would probably have wasted a lot of my time and wouldn't have improved at all. Instead, still making commentaries with a screen recorder and still thinking in the egotistical little brat that I was back then. So then, just don't label everyone makes a commentary on you with a hater, and instead try to listen to what they had to say, because most likely
They're probably just trying to help you out with improvement. What are you doing in the bottle of clocks? I want to forget that the heat and commentary ever happened. But that was 3 days ago. I know. Now if you'll excuse me, I have an outro to do. So then, this has been the Flames of Insanity, and as always, I will see you guys on the flip side.